In recent years, the world has experienced a silent revolution that is transforming the way we live, work, and relate to one another. Many of these changes may seem small in day-to-day life, but when we look at the bigger picture, they are truly extraordinary. The rise of technology and the digitalization of our lives are just the beginning. Innovations in artificial intelligence, changes in family structures, the impact of globalization, and the revolution in transportation are some of the key catalysts behind this global transformation. Over the past 20 years, technology has advanced exponentially. Artificial intelligence, which was once just a science fiction concept, is now an essential part of our routines. Tools like Siri and Alexa have become commonplace, and automation in the workplace has replaced or assisted human functions in various fields, from manufacturing to customer service. This advancement of AI is transforming the nature of work, with many jobs being automated while new professions, such as AI developer, data analyst, and cybersecurity specialist, emerge. This impact has sparked a global debate about the need for professional retraining and the challenges of structural unemployment, especially in industries most affected by automation, such as manufacturing and transportation. The advent of mobile internet has also been a transformative milestone. If cell phones were once used only for calls and messages, today they are multifunctional tools capable of performing almost all the activities that were previously done on computers. With the popularization of smartphones, new business models, new ways of communication, and instant global connectivity have emerged, radically changing the way we interact with each other. Social networks like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter are now the main ways we connect, exchange ideas, and express ourselves. They have also become powerful tools for social and political activism, enabling movements to spread quickly across the globe. However, the downside of this intense connectivity is the psychological impact social networks have on users, especially younger people, who face issues related to social comparison, anxiety, and digital addiction. In addition, the digitalization of culture has been expanding irreversibly. Access to movies, music, books, and TV shows has never been easier. Platforms like Netflix, Spotify, and Kindle have revolutionized cultural consumption, allowing anyone to access a vast catalog of content from anywhere in the world. However, this unrestricted access has also led to questioning the quality of the content we consume. Often, the algorithms that suggest what to watch or listen to are based on previous preferences, creating a consumption cycle that limits cultural and intellectual diversity. On the other hand, content production has become democratized. Anyone with a smartphone can now create and share their art, whether it's music, videos, or texts. This has provided greater freedom of expression and opened the door to a diversity of voices that were previously silenced by traditional media. At the same time, the transportation sector is undergoing a significant transformation. The concept of self-driving cars, which once seemed distant, is already a developing reality. Companies like Tesla and Waymo are investing in vehicles that can drive themselves, which promises to reduce traffic accidents and improve traffic efficiency. Additionally, public transportation is also being rethought. Cities around the world are investing in sustainable transportation systems, such as electric buses, shared bicycles, and scooters, as part of a global movement to reduce carbon footprints and address the challenges of climate change. This push for sustainable mobility is also reflected in the transition to electric vehicles, which are becoming increasingly affordable as battery costs decrease and the charging infrastructure expands. Speaking of climate change, it is impossible not to mention the growing concern about the planet's future. The increase in greenhouse gas emissions and the resulting global warming has had devastating impacts on various regions of the world. The melting of polar ice caps, the increasing frequency of extreme weather events, and the rising sea levels are just some of the visible consequences of this phenomenon. Coastal cities like Miami, Jakarta, and Venice are facing real threats from flooding, while agricultural areas in regions like the Sahel and the Middle East suffer from desertification and water scarcity. The impact of climate change affects not only the environment, but also global economies, with millions of people being forced to migrate due to natural disasters and the loss of arable land. On the other hand, the fight against climate change has also driven innovation. Solar energy, which was once an expensive and limited alternative, has now become one of the cheapest forms of energy generation in the world. The technology of solar panels has advanced to the point where, in some regions, renewable energy is now more accessible than fossil fuels. In addition, initiatives such as reforestation and carbon capture are gaining momentum, with the goal of reducing CO2 levels in the atmosphere. However, this transformation is still slow and requires more decisive action at the global level to avoid the worst-case scenarios. Another aspect that has changed dramatically in recent years is family values and social structure. In the past, the traditional nuclear family, consisting of father, mother, and children, was the norm in many cultures around the world. However, the evolution of society has created new forms of family life. The number of same-sex marriages has significantly increased, as has the acceptance of other family configurations, such as single-parent families and childless couples. This change also reflects a transformation in gender norms. Women, who were once predominantly seen as housewives, are now in positions of political and business leadership, and the fight for gender equality has become a global movement. Although much remains to be done, especially in terms of equal pay and opportunities, women have gained significant ground in all sectors of society. The evolution of family structures is also reflected in the changing behavior of younger generations. Millennials and Generation Z have different attitudes toward marriage, parenthood, and work. Many prefer to delay marriage or not marry at all, and the idea of having children is also being reconsidered. The pursuit of personal freedom and professional fulfillment has led many to prioritize their careers over family life, which has challenged traditional norms about what constitutes success or happiness. In addition, globalization has played a crucial role in shaping how we see the world. Over the past 30 years, the increase in international travel and the ease of communication through the internet have brought cultures closer together. What was once considered exotic or distant is now easily accessible, from food to clothing, music, and art. However, this global interconnectedness also has its downsides. The increase in cultural homogenization has led to the loss of local identities in many parts of the world, with Western practices and products spreading to regions that once preserved their traditions. At the same time, cultural movements are emerging that seek to preserve and revive local traditions, promoting a balance between globalization and cultural authenticity. The way we consume information has also changed radically. In the past, media was controlled by large communication conglomerates that dictated what was happening in the world. Today, information is available in real time and can be accessed by anyone, anytime. However, this constant flow of news also has its problems, such as the proliferation of fake news and the polarization of opinions. The ease with which false information can spread has created a crisis of trust in traditional news sources and a growing need for media literacy to discern what is true and reliable. These global transformations are not isolated and are interconnected. The advancement of technology is impacting social and cultural structures. Globalization is reshaping our perception of identity, and environmental changes require new ways of thinking about the future. The world we see today is only a fraction of what is to come, and with each change, we face new opportunities and challenges that require our constant attention and adaptation.